Hello friends and viewers, welcome back. If you are like me and you are in the northern hemisphere, north of about 20 degrees latitude, it is freaking cold. Everything is frozen, but don't worry. The action is still hot and fresh when it comes to the Seleucid versus Egyptians. We're going to be loading into a battle here. I believe this is Bastra, the name of the settlement. I could be wrong, but I do want to go in here and take this settlement as I want to continue winning against the Egyptians. There were a ton of comments on the last one. I appreciate all of your comments. They are fantastic. I apologize I have not responded to many recently, and it's because I've just been extremely busy. That's why the pace of videos has slowed down a little bit as well. I've just been very busy at work. I've been busy outside of work. I'm painting a lot of the miniatures for the old world stuff that Games Workshop sent me. I have very busy times at work right now, and it's going to continue to be busy at work until after February. It's going to probably be like second, third week of February before it might calm down a little bit for me. So yeah, it's just busy. There's no two ways around it, but I will do my best to keep videos coming, so try to be patient with me, and I will keep them rolling. Here we go. Speaking of conversations, because again, I appreciate all of your comments. I love the comments that give me little tips or like things that you think I may be doing wrong or could be doing better, or things that you want to see. A lot of people said, for instance, that they want to see an all-elephant army. Now that would be hilarious, but an all-elephant army on this game is probably not super viable. However, I will try to get elephants involved. The main reason I haven't so far is because we're going up against a ton of pikes, archers, and horse archers, which makes the elephants near useless because they are so easy to get killed. It would take me more work to make them useful than it would for me to be able to make them, it would take more work for me to make them useful than it would be worth, because they would just be under constant threat. The AI would come after them almost relentlessly. I do need to watch out for towers that start shooting at me. We don't want my commanders, I should say, to come under fire. I'm gonna go into standard formation here. Sometimes when you walk through your own phalanx units, you'll get chopped up by them, which is very not ideal. I'm gonna bring my archers into range and let them start bombarding anything that's dumb enough to stand there and take it. I probably should go into loose formation because we're getting some return fire from enemy chariots, and it looks like they're targeting the Nubian spears, which is not what I would prefer. So I'm gonna switch targets to Tahotep here, which is the Egyptian commander here with a 91 entity strong chariot unit. So let's see if we can put some of them down. Hey, easy. We don't need to be that close. They're in range. Getting some weird movement. Okay, I'm gonna send some more pike levy. And here we go. Alright, I'm just gonna have to let my archers fire at will. They're taking damage from those chariot archers, which is irritating. Hopefully my men will actually return fire this time. No, they're gonna go ahead and fire at the Nubian spearmen. I think the weird way that this unit's kind of spread out all over the place is causing my archers to not want to target it. You get lots of weird stuff like that in this game. Let's just make sure, yeah, my commander units, my cavalry, none of them are under fire. We are busy kind of bashing our way through the gates. My guys are going to shoot that Nubian spearman rather than the chariot. I'm going to wait till that moves out of range, and then we'll see what happens. Like, hopefully my guys will pick a new target. It looks like we just killed a charioteer over there. Hopefully more soon. It does look like they are actually putting some fire into that chariot unit now. We're taking some pretty unfortunate losses from the chariot as well. But if I can soften it up here, that'll be well worth it. The chariot's intermixed with that pike unit, which is honestly kind of good for me at the moment because they're both going to get hit as my units fire in there. So this is actually really good. I'm just going to let my archers, I'm going to fast forward and kind of let my archers get some work done here. The archers are going to be very potent. The AI is kind of spread out all stupidly here. That chariot unit's down to 67. My archers are blowing through ammunition and not really hitting a whole lot at the moment. I'm gonna go ahead and run a levy pikeman in here and then try and form up. Same thing here with this hoplite, and then I'm gonna form one up just to its rear. Let's see if I can get inside the walls and formed up before the AI can regroup to point at me, and then I'll just kind of work my way down this street and engage the enemy as I move. Hey, I'm pretty sure I said, like, stop. That's what ceasefire means. I'm gonna put these units into a wider formation, make them more difficult to hit. Okay, I'm gonna move this pike phalanx up. I'm gonna start moving these guys up as well. Okay. So I'm getting some units inside the walls. I've spread my archers out. My levy pikemen are now under fire. And chariot archers are surprisingly deadly and effective. I don't know if they have like a higher damage output or what. The AI's positioning here is actually really frustrating. If I attempt to give an attack order, my units will get all weird. Even movement orders, they're likely to get all weird here, and I could very well get killed by a charge of chariots. So I want to commit my forces one at a time in case we get bull rushed by those chariots. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send the militia hoplite in first. And I'm gonna back it up with the pike phalanx and then fall in behind it with yet another phalanx unit. And then I'm gonna cover my 6 here with units so that the AI can't maneuver out around me. I believe we will have captured the gates. Yes, so I'm gonna move this unit on in. Yeah, you can see the pathfinding is all kinds of screwed up at the moment. And here comes the early chariot charge. I've got some pikes down though, so if they do, we should at least be able to slow it. The pikes are actually a little better against the chariots because of that longer reach. It makes it harder for the chariots to get up in there and disrupt the formation because they have to get through more of the sarissas than they would on the standard hoplite unit. It is working though. That chariot is kind of charging in and we are getting really nice damage done. Alright, let's see. Come on. Just charge in there, right into the teeth of that phalanx. Excellent, well done. See you in the afterlife. That is the enemy king, so that is good to know. We're gonna need to recruit some levy pikemen from the nearest place that allows it. And we're gonna need to bring those levy pikemen over here and merge them into these troops. So we'll definitely have some unit merges and stuff that we need to take care of. I'm gonna have to kind of just start working my way down the street. There are Nubian spears back here, which are not bad spearmen. They're gonna be the second tier up for the Egyptians, probably somewhat akin to my levy pikes, but numbers should be to our advantage here. I do think I'm gonna take this militia hoplite unit and this one and move over that direction. All right, here comes some chariots. That is another Egyptian chariot general. I believe that is a separate one to the king who just fled. There we go, that was effective. So more chariots dead. We're gonna move further up the street. So just a couple units at a time. We're gonna just keep working our way up the street here. And as these chariots come in, again, they should be cut down just by the sheer number of pikes that are coming through the street. That one was not. In fact, quite a few of these are not being cut down, as I would somewhat expect them to be. We don't want them to be in there for long, because they may start getting a lot of kills depending on whether they can still move around. That chariot unit's getting jacked up pretty bad. It is getting some kills, but nothing too excruciating for me. Is that the leader? Yeah, that's possibly their leader there. There's a unit of Bedouin or Arab cavalry moving up now. They're gonna get skewered. A little bit of camel kebabs here. Or no, sorry, they're on horses. My bad. That was not a camel cavalry. I guess I'm just used to the Bedouins being on the camels. All right, let's move up. All right, militia hoplites can move this way. Militia hoplites move. Okay. We are slowly and steadily marching in on the Egyptian position here. They've still got this chariot general there. Okay, get both those units into a phalanx formation. We're gonna push forward again just a little bit here. See if we can get this Egyptian king caught up on the teeth of our phalanx here. Looks like we got one of them. Again, the long reach of these levy pikemen coming in handy here. And when they're in dense ranks like this, they can present, like, I think 3 or 4 sarissas before the enemy actually gets into your men, which to me is pretty awesome. It's going to be fairly effective. Looks like we routed these guys. Let's start moving up over here. Okay. Just keep easing forward here. I'm not clicking an attack order. Maybe I should. Sometimes the weird pathfinding is even worse than the weird pathfinding from just walking, so that's why I'm kind of being slow with my clicked attack orders. There we go. Enemy king is dead. I like that. Let's hope he didn't poison the carrion birds. That's perfect. I will give an attack order on that unit. I do believe we should deal with these Nubian spearmen quite effectively because, again, the longer reach of our pikes. Oh yeah, they are getting absolutely slaughtered. And alright, Nubian spearman gets utterly broken. And now we just push up and let's finish this. Awesome. Alright, their units are going to become unbreakable as they fight on the town center, and some people were stating that whenever I'm fighting defenses, I should just turtle on the town center, and that is correct. In a situation like this, that would be one of the better solutions for me because my men won't rout. If you can get your guys into a position where they'll hold their formation relatively decent and fight on the town center, then by all means, you should exploit that because it does provide you with the unbreakable morale, which can be quite handy. If it piles you up too much where you're not able to hold, like a phalanx formation or effectively position, then you may not want to. But it is sometimes better than fighting at the gates when you're up against a lot of enemy units. So that's an excellent comment on the behalf of those who made it. I appreciate it. And we will try to take that to heart as necessary here. Okay, boy, these guys are about to get absolutely skewered. I would imagine we're going to see their numbers dropping very, very rapidly. That last chariot unit went down. There are going to be many people missing eyes after this type of fight. That many sharp sticks being pointed around. And that is that. There we go. So Bastra is ours with fairly minimal losses. We did take quite a few to the chariot archers and a few more on the way in, but nothing wildly egregious. How we have to replenish, though, is going to be another story. But yeah, we did pretty good there. 3 to 1 kill ratio. Not bad at all, considering that we were tasked with entering the settlement and taking it. So although pathfinding is poor, with a little bit of patience, the phalanx units can still be pretty handy in those tight quarters. So Bastra and Nabatea is ours. I'm going to... There's not much of a population here. Settlement captured. I think I'm going to go ahead and just occupy the settlement. There's really no need to slaughter them because there's only 1,800 there in the first place. And we're going to need a little bit of a population there to help it grow eventually. Yeah, I can see we need it to grow at 2,000. We're going to repair the walls. I'm going to tear down this shrine to Isis here, because that doesn't fit with our culture. And then we can replace the governor's house there. But there's not going to be anything effectively that we can recruit here that'll be worthwhile. Let's see, Shrine to Dionysius. Let's build that, and then... says we can retrain. Actually, we can. We can retrain our militia hoplites. And I might go ahead and train a couple just so I can leave them here on garrison duty. So that means Bastra, now in our control. There is still a Parthian settlement interior to here that we need to take care of. And the Parthians are amassed. Or no, they were amassed. I think we had beaten them back at Seleucia. There's a pirate army here, or sorry, a rebel army, which is costing us money as well. Hatra is amazingly not under siege for 3 seconds straight, which is an improvement upon its position. We are, of course, under siege at Tarsus. I'm not exactly surprised there. I might be able to take reinforcements to Tarsus. However, we wouldn't really want to fight these guys on open ground because of the scythe chariots. There's not many in that unit. There's a full unit of scythe chariots here, and for all I know, all of these other units could be scythe chariots. Should be quite dangerous. Let's go remind myself. By the way, I took Halicarnassus, and I did not build a recruitment building there, and some people wondered why. Well, I think the idea was that I could just carry these, what do you call it, the militia hoplites over from Sardis, and I can easily replenish that way. So see, I can, like for instance, I'll train some levy pikes and another unit of the militia hoplites there. But for instance, I can take those that just came in, and I can, you know, merge all these units and keep them healthy, essentially. But then, like these peasants, I can probably just disband these peasants. They're not really needed here, so let's... That'll just help the population here. Let's disband those peasants. If I take a look at the building browser, go ahead and I'll chuck that barracks in there. And some people are saying, well, you won't have the barracks for a while. It's true, we won't, but I'm not that worried about it for that reason, because I'm only a single turn away from either of these settlements, and right now I'm just kind of trying to hold those settlements. I don't really need to expand them at the moment. I do have some forces left out here at Palmyra. It could probably be put to use elsewhere, especially if we can hold Palmyra for now. We need to get a northerly push into Armenia or Pontus 1, and perhaps this force is the answer to that situation. I have 2 commanders here. Both of those commanders could be helpful over in this direction. I think I'm going to leave Palmyra with a decentish garrison, but I'm going to take a small army out of it and kind of make my way, and maybe we can start by visiting these rebels here, killing them, and then returning to Antioch. So yeah, let's go kill these rebels, because they're costing us some money. They have a freaking unit of horse archers. They would. They have a standard archer as well. Alright, let's fight this battle. We need to get rid of them because they're costing me money from, like, raiding. What do they call it? I don't remember exactly what the term is they use on this game, but it's essentially like raiding, I believe.
The day has dawned, grim and terrible, but how much more terrible to be facing us, the sons of Hercules, Achilles, and Zeus. Even now, fear must weaken the bowels of our foes.
Okay, all right. Start our deployment. I'm gonna need to try and make good use of my Greek cavalry here, as well as my general AI. I like the sandstorm effects they added. They look pretty nice. For such an ancient game, they look nice, is what I'm trying to say. We don't want to sit back and get shot to death, so I believe what I'm going to do... I actually think I'm going to go into a loose formation and then phalanx, and I'm going to push forward in a looser formation to make it difficult for their archers to be as effective, but it'll still be enough to make big difficulty for their eastern infantry to defeat me in melee combat. I also don't want to get close enough where they can shoot my horses. So we're just going to approach here and see if we can force a charge. They're going to start getting some kills. I mean, that is impressive. That is a hoplite unit in a loose formation, and they've already gotten 10 kills. So you don't want to underestimate how much damage archers can do. Hoplites typically have good shield. Now, these are militia hoplites. They don't have much armor. But typically hoplites have good shields, and they're difficult to kill from the front. So it just goes to show you how much damage horse archers can do. And a lot of times these rebel units will have a lot of chevrons or like upgrades. These ones in particular do not. So these are not highly upgraded rebels like you'll run into, which again kind of almost makes you wonder, like, doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of being a rebel? Like, I mean, if they were already better armed, equipped, and more experienced than the standard troops, that they probably wouldn't be able to, you know, they need to be rebels. But I don't know, maybe it represents like mercenaries or something. Like they used to be under the employ of the parent nation, and now they're not. We took a little more casualties from being in this loose formation, but it's also crap. They're shooting my commander units, which is kind of what I figured they would do, given the opportunity. All right, now we're gonna just kind of keep pushing these guys all the way back off the map. It's an annoying process, but it is going to be an effective way to deal with these rebel scum. Okay, so the rebels get pushed back a second time. We're just gonna keep pushing them, and like I said, we're just gonna push back to the red line. I'm gonna continue to kind of play this and fast forward here. Oh, their archers got caught right there. That was a screw up on their part. Again, I'm just gonna keep backing them up to the red line. I could attempt to bottle up these horse archers at this point. I'll look into it here. They are difficult to catch. Alright, I'm gonna start pushing this way to kind of close the gap here. I'm gonna come out of phalanx formation and just charge. I think we've got these guys pretty well pinned into the red line. There we go.
The enemy general flees! Press forward so that the spirit of his army is a broken tool!
There we go. Alright, so rebels are dealt with. That's gonna be a victory for us. Oh, really? Their archers came back from routing behind me. That's quite convenient for them. I'm lucky I didn't lose my commander there. Alright, there we go. Gonna end the battle.
This is a heroic victory, worthy of Greek soldiers.
So Captain Milan, or I'll call him Captain Colon here, because he's a piece of crap. So rebels defeated. So again, that should save us a little bit of money from that desolation or whatever they call it that they're spreading there. All right, so we can move over to Antioch, and at Antioch I want to go ahead and recruit another archer unit, maybe two. We'll use that to try and free up Tarsus. Tarsus doesn't surrender for 4 more turns. And honestly, if we get to defend Tarsus, you know, from inside the settlement, we're totally fine. We've got nothing to worry about. Let's go take a look at our building browser. We have a little bit of money in the bank, not a lot, but we can make sure that we try and have some buildings going. We got baths and the Odeon. Let's roll with the farming here, because that's income. Large temple, we got a market we can build there. And the only thing we can construct at Jerusalem is these farms, and that's gonna run me out of money. We need to head into the next turn. So let's go ahead and head into the next turn. Let me collect some income, and hopefully go from there. I have this army, though, that has not moved. this turn, and there are plenty of Parthians to kill, and I do love killing me some Parthians.
Yes, 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 strategos, sir.
Prepare for battle. Victory! Orders, prepare for battle.
All right, just some slingers and stuff, and I would love to just auto-resolve this, but the auto-resolve is vicious towards the player. So I'm gonna go ahead and fight this as well. We're pretty much gonna be fighting all of our battles for the most part, unless I decide to get very lazy, which will get very costly. We don't want to do that. So I think the better thing for me to do is just fight these.
And at the last, there is something.
All right, these troops are not going to be well positioned to fight against us.
Units, spread out.
We're gonna have a range advantage. We're gonna have a serious mobility advantage. All right, let's just actually go ahead and start the battle like this. Okay, there we go. And start the battle. The AI, yep, they deployed back there closer to the hill. Totally makes sense. They are coming towards me, which must just be a minor repositioning. I'm gonna kind of immediately take these units off of a skirmish mode, and I'm gonna go try and push the enemy slingers off of their protection. You can see them kind of turning their spear units and the attention of their units towards me, but they won't be able to face both directions at once, which is what I'm counting on. And then they're not really going to have a good option on what to do here. Again, is what I'm hoping for. So see, as I cause these units to flee, they should flee away from the safety of their spear escorts here. Yeah, see, as long as I can cause them to move, they can't fire. Those slingers are now dead. Their spearmen are going to chase my horses towards the edge of the map. I'm not overly concerned about that at the moment. I get in here after their commander again. I'm going to try and mop up the rest of these guys. I might be able to sandwich those hillmen now and just end this fight right here and now. There we go.
The enemy general flees.
We're gonna continue and pursue. I need to make sure my archers are not gonna fire. Trying to just roll up the rest of the enemy units here, and I'm gonna actually put my horsemen off of fire at will as well, so we're not hitting each other with their own javelins. My archers are firing, despite me having turned off fire at will and telling them to cease fire. I have very, what do you call it? Oh, there's a word on the tip of my tongue and I can't think of it. I have very, sorry, I have no words today. I have archers that are very eager to be out and killing the enemy. I know there was a different word I was looking for there that escaped me, but oh well, it's not the end of the world. You all didn't come here for Heirs, whereas if you did, then you might be crazy. Might want to have your doctor check into that. Here we go. So we killed off the rest of the Parthians. Only lost 4 soldiers along the way. That is why we did that instead of the auto-resolve, because I guarantee you that we wouldn't have gotten that result out of the auto-resolve. It would have been uglier for certain. The auto-resolve kind of like usually goes and assumes that you're gonna like stand at the bottom of a big hill and just get utterly bombarded by the enemy, which not typically how this thing works. I have some garrison here. It's not amazing. It's probably enough. Let's push forward a little closer to the Parthian city. It is not well defended at the moment, and I do want to get to Souza. Taking Souza would strike a real blow to Parthia and give me yet more income. And income is certainly what we need at this point. Let's end our turn. My merchant has gone all the way over to Carthage to look for resources to trade in. We need to hire some diplomats, and someone pointed out that I should have been sending diplomats west from the very beginning, and that is correct. I do have to make a kind of a large run around the Black Sea. But I should have sent diplomats over. I might be able to put one in a ship or something and go out via sea, so let's try that.
Can I be of service?
Okay, I'm trying to get over here. Some marble. Trade and triplets and trade and lips. Monopolize camels. Oh, that's back in the other direction. I don't want to do that. Come over here. Let's check this out. All right, let's check out our messages. So town growth. So Damascus has grown. That's good. As these towns grow, we can ensure that they're going to be receiving like troop upgrades and stuff. Our income is starting to grow, which is also good because it had started to wane, and we need to keep it high. Instruction reports. Nothing other major there. Let's get these guys over into Okay, so the Pontus gave up on its siege. That's funny. Fine with me. All right, so Pontus gave up on its siege. I guess that's a relevant choice. What is it? These are rebels in behind me. I don't have a navy right now. Navies are very expensive, so I'm hoping to avoid having to maintain a navy here. I want this rebel settlement down here at Petra as well. I want to clear up as many of these enemy settlements as humanly possible. Let's put the hurt on Souza real quick. We might need all kinds of equipment here. So we are going to maintain the siege here. Souza should be in big trouble. It can hold out for quite a while, unfortunately. I do want to get at least one more hoplite units into here. Let's just grab a militia hoplite because they're cheaper to garrison the city. Is that just Eastern Spears? If that's just Eastern Spears, we can win this right here and now. And it is just Eastern Spearmen. Or sorry, Eastern Infantry. Let's go fight and win this battle. That'll give me some income back as well for the next turn and prevent any unnecessary delays in buildings or population growth or anything else that we're looking to accomplish. It seems like that the attacks from our enemies are starting to flail a little, meaning they're continually putting pressure on me, but I'm not really feeling much pressure at this point. Start our battle. Run out here. The enemy's gonna go backwards, which is they may just run away. No, they're not gonna run all the way up, but it's weird because they backed downhill instead of maybe moving over in this direction. So they moved into a tactically inferior position, which is perfectly fine by me. They're not gonna hurt my feelings. I'm gonna just move up and immediately get into a phalanx. With some levy pikes out on the flanks to provide maximum wood chipper effect here. Okay, my phalanx units are still moving into position. And here we go. I'm gonna be ready to drop my spears. It's not pikes technically on these units because they're hoplites, but it does look like pikes in the game. To be fair to me, they are longer than a hoplite spear, at least that's the way it appears to me. Alright, so this battle is going to be over very shortly. I'm gonna kill as many of these troops as I can. My units are not particularly fast, but we'll get some kills on the way out the door, and free kills are free kills. And the Parthian captain is apparently severely constipated based on the noises that we heard there. Captain Korshed got taken to the woodshed, and that is the end of that battle. So, not surprising results here. I haven't seen Armenia in a while. I don't know whether to be happy or concerned about that. Like, if they're back to rebuilding like an army of cataphracts and horse archers, that might become a bit terrifying, in all honesty. But if they are not, then I'll be feeling rather safe. Let's go ahead and queue up the next building here. Let's maybe work on a blacksmith, because we can do weapon upgrades with it. It's always handy. And let's see here, recruitment. We need to replenish some troops here. So we got some retraining to do. Probably same thing here. Got some retraining to do. Got solid garrisons at a lot of these places. We're building the garrison at Bastra. We probably won't need to have a huge garrison at Bastra, because it's just a small town. And I know that I wasn't able to replenish a lot of these units, but that's honestly probably not the end of the world. Like, I can probably leave this settlement. Nope, they are still very angry because we just took over. I'm gonna need a little bit more garrison ready before we leave here, and I am training some more. In the meantime, I could send an archer unit out from Jerusalem over to there, and then let's train another archer unit here at Jerusalem. Well, I can't train one at Jerusalem, but I can train them here at Sidon, and I can take that unit from Sidon to Jerusalem to replace what I just moved. So I'm moving some archers around to get me some critical replenishment going on. There's no other retraining for me to do at the time. Alright, I think we are ready to push into Egypt proper. I need Jerusalem to have enough garrison to kind of hold itself together. So I will go ahead and spend some money training a couple of militia hoplites. Probably 4 is what I will need at a minimum. Ooh, we've got access to scythe chariots. That is very tempting indeed. We are going to grab a unit of those. Alright, so I got a unit of scythe chariots on the way, and we're going to have some fun with that. They are a little tricky to use, kind of like the elephants, but we can't go the whole game without using something risky or tricky. That's going to take all the fun out of things. Do you have your movement points back yet? No. Okay, let's end this turn. A small Egyptian army approaching. Looks like Parthia, out of desperation, is going to siege Seleucia, but it's under way less threat than their capital is. And then a very minor force of Pontic troops there. I guess Pontus has come to a point of desperation here. That's not looking good for them. Unless that's like some kind of stormtroopers with death rays or something. Like, I don't think that small number of troops is going to end up being wildly effective. They did rob me of some income, though, which might be what their strategy is here. By hitting me during the turn-in, they robbed me of about, oh, what is that? Almost 2,000 denarii. So, it is a proper robbing, apparently. Okay, looks like we found a spy at Hatra, and he got booted. Not through any hard work of my own, of course. Eesh. So 2, 3, 4. 4 horse archers and a slinger. So we will definitely not be sallying out of the town to take care of business there. I do have equipment here, and all we have to do is kill an Eastern general, which is the faction leader, and these slingers. This will be an annoying battle because I'm going to have to go all the way through the city, and there's probably going to be like hot oil in the gates and stuff, but even with my bad troops, they just don't have the right units to defend the walls, so this really shouldn't be too difficult. So let's assault and take out the Parthian capital, which will help our cause. So let's fight this battle. It's giving the Parthians way better chances than they deserve. They do have walls, and they do have a very powerful Eastern general unit, but that will be insufficient to save them from what they're about to experience.
Now, lads, time to be about our business.
All right, we're going to start our deployment. Who is pushing? The militia hoplites are going to be just ever so slightly better in a melee. Is there some reason why they can't take over that tower? There we go.
Siege tower. Up like militia. Stand in formation. Pike levy. Levy pikemen. Militia hoplites.
Okay, hold on. There we go. Trying to get a few things rearranged. The towers are going to be firing at us because this is a walled settlement. So I do want to keep my commander and my cavalry back at a respectful distance, and we'll walk our towers forward first. Okay, good enough. We're going to want to deploy as far forward as we can. We want to capture these gatehouses and towers because the towers will shoot me. So I'm going to run some unit along the walls, capturing everything. There's no one up there to shoot it at the moment. You can hear their towers firing at me. And you do have to be careful because you'll take some damage, and they can also destroy your towers if you're too slow. So we're going to arrive at the walls.
Our siege towers have reached the walls.
Begin the
now there will
climb.
be hard fighting to break the defenses.
And we're going to capture the gatehouse and these towers. Now, on the way this game works with the siege towers, you got to wait on your men to climb to the top. They don't automatically come out as quick as they do on, say, like Rome 2 or Warhammer 3. Now, Warhammer 3, though, magic is involved, so presumably you could do all kinds of things and get away with it. But yeah, so we got to wait a minute for our troops to pile up on that upper deck and then open the gates and come streaming out. I'm going to immediately move over here through that tower, and I'm going to move through this tower. Actually, I'm going to move through the gatehouse. Or no, you all start moving here. Now you've captured that. Let's move over here. And then as soon as they capture the gatehouse, I can enter without the damage. That Eastern General is going to be a bruiser of a unit. Alright, so the gatehouse is now under my control. And all of my troops can safely and comfortably make their way forward. Now, if they had had Eastern Spearmen even to protect the walls, this could potentially get a lot more dangerous for me. Because hoplites are not good at the, city fighting that you're gonna run into here. I'm gonna go capture all the towers that are potentially on the way to the city center so that they won't shoot me. So you can see me kind of just working my way around, capturing the necessary settlement. Oh, you know what makes me... I wonder if we need to... Are we going to lose that? I could lose that gateway, potentially. Hopefully we still don't get hit with the boiling oil since we control it. We'll see. I don't remember. Nope, we did not get lit up with boiling oil. Okay, so we captured another tower. Let's go all the way down here and capture that gatehouse. Gonna capture that gatehouse. Trying to defeat these slingers real quick. Captured another gatehouse. I might put my archers through here. Oh no, look how slowly my guys are coming through the siege tower. My original unit that came through there is still coming through the siege tower. What a mess. Pathfinding is just utterly atrocious in this game. How many losses are we going to take to slingers, by the way? I know we're just lowly pikemen, but still feel like we could probably be a little more successful than we were there. There we go. I'm going to get lined up here, hopefully in time. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy. Rest in pepperonis, you sweet pikemen. So many of you are going to die at the hands of this Eastern general that it is not really the least bit entertaining. Sure, it's entertaining for the Parthians, but... Hey, what's going on? Who did I just give a movement order to? Come here! Trying to reinforce my troops. Not having the easiest time of it. Somehow I've managed to almost stabilize the fight against the Eastern General, if that's what you want to call it. We lost a single unit there for sure. There we go. I assumed we would take some losses due to some kind of weird movement orders or something like that. I'm not entirely shocked here. Okay. Look at my guys still like running across the walls. Like, I think they finally managed to get all the way out of the siege towers. Alright, come on over. My poor levy pikes took the brunt of this one, so appreciate their sacrifice. Okay, I'm gonna move over there and capture one more tower. We've got this gatehouse over here. I'm gonna bring this unit down over here. Go ahead and bring my commander inside. Should not be any more towers that are a danger to us. There we go. Alright, so we got units moving forward. These battles take a while, just because of how much you've got to move through the settlement and how bad the pathfinding is coming on and off walls. Okay, let's move 2 hoplites that way. And then these 2 units start to move forward. Move some archers up. More archers up. Look at my guys still running across the wall over there. What a mess. These guys still haven't managed to come down from the gatehouse. I may not have given them the order. Okay. Troops moving into position. I'm actually going to put my archers back on to fire at will now. Or sorry, not use fire, but just fire at will. All right. I think these guys may have finally found their way down from the walls. And let's push up a little further here. Push both these units of bowmen forward. Eastern General may be about to charge me. All right. Alright, kill the Eastern General. We already killed the King, so that unit should have taken some pretty severe damage already. Look at them throwing their javelins like across the fight and into my men. That is some significant dedication on the part of the AI troops to ensure as many casualties to me as possible. Alright, there we go. Everybody's moving forward. Archers are raining death down on the town center. Probably likely to kill as many of my own men as they are enemy troops at this point. Awesome. Alright, I'm gonna cease fire back here. And the enemy last stand is underway. And I don't think it's gonna go well for them. Let's bring my own commander up a little closer here. There's a final Eastern General Cavalryman here, a bodyguardsman. Be really cool if we could send him to the grave, please. That double hit points is really paying dividends for him. How is he still alive? There he goes. I love that sideways movement there too. It's relatively impressive. All right. So just a few Parthians left guarding their settlement. Very little left to do here. These last few slingers are going to die in hand-to-hand combat relatively quick. Down to 5. Not everybody kill them, please. And then the last 2, 3 over here. Yeah, last 3 slingers. My men are backing into them, like just giving them menacing looks. A punch in the face there from the hoplite, which I don't know why we're kind of playing with their food there. Instead of just giving these guys a good spear to the thorax. Come on, kill him. Oh, really? He got a kill? What a joke. Oh no, my guy just fell down. Just, thank you. Thank you. It's starting to get a little embarrassing there. Alright, so Souza is now under our control. We are going to exterminate its populace. Why is there a count? Okay, there we go. Alright. They inflicted as many casualties to me as I did to them, if not more. Well, it was slightly more, but still not a bad overall result there, considering that their Eastern general started to go off. I'm not entirely surprised. Yeah, we're going to absolutely massacre this populace. It'll be very difficult to control them otherwise. Plus, it gains us a lot of denarii and will save us from some public order issues, potentially. Now, it means it'll take a lot longer for the city to grow, but it is a minor city already, which is fairly substantial growth potential as it is. So, like, as you can see, I can pretty much retrain all these units right off the bat. I could merge some of these units to retrain them in a single turn, but I'm not about to leave in a single turn here either. We are going to tear down any temples that they have. So this is Zoroastrian temple has got to go. Eastern condition 100%. I'm gonna leave that actually. And then let's go ahead and build our own public order infrastructure here. We can build an archery range, a stable, and then we can get phalanx pikemen potentially here eventually as well. So Souza was a great capture for us indeed, and takes our income up a fair bit even without getting these other sieges lifted. If I take this army, we should be able to push this back. Oh, look at that! They bring phalanx pikemen against me. We can still defeat them, so I'm gonna fight this as well. I want to try and clear us off here so we have a good turn in where we might potentially make some money. So apparently Pontus started to increase their tech capabilities, which means we need to put an end to Pontus. If they start bringing a bunch of side chariots and phalanx pikemen, we could find ourselves in a pretty big hurt. A hurt that we don't really want to be a part of. Right now, though, just from a numbers standpoint, I should be able to win this fight relatively easy, especially if I can force them to fight at a numbers disadvantage in a given vicinity, which is what I intend to do. Are they gonna walk out in front of my tower? Because that'd be nice too. Apparently they're far enough away from it that it won't get them. Let's check out our warmed up fresh. Let's get our troops all fresh, ready to fight, because again, we are outclassed by a couple of degrees. So what I'm gonna do here is go ahead and move up, square off a little. I'm gonna take some units here. I'm gonna take these 2 units. I'm gonna square off with that hillman. which is relatively ill-equipped. I'm going to leave 2 units to face this phalanx pikeman from that direction, and then I'm going to move one up on its flank. So I'm going to approach this hillman yet again. Spears down this time, and start to kind of close the vice here. I'm going to essentially give these guys nowhere to go that is going to be advantageous for them.
Kill them!
Okay. So see, now I'm going to get that phalanx pikeman from the flank. And then now I can take this one in from the flank as well. So we have this fight exactly where we want it to be. To reform here. So this phalanx pikeman got shredded from the side. And now we can go in with overwhelming numbers capability. I'm going to give chase here to these phalanx pikemen. And now, yeah, again, it'll just be overwhelming numbers here. So qualitatively, the phalanx pikemen have a better reach, they have a better attack, probably have a lot of other stats that could be better, including numbers, just sheer numbers. But we're going to crush these guys regardless. Ooh, no, see how bad they're thrashing me where we end up in that head-on fight? They are giving me a real butt kicking. That's why I didn't want to go head-to-head with them, and that's why I had to get those numbers advantages locally. Just gonna keep pursuing this phalanx pikeman. I want to keep it from coming back. How is that fight still going on over here? My captain may die, actually, in this fight. Wow. This hardly seems possible.
Your gallant general has fallen and caused these troops much heartache. Much better to have.
Wow, that phalanx that phalanx pikeman is very much overperforming what I would have expected right now.
Destroy them!
I need to reroute this hillman real quick and then keep up the pursuit. Are we gonna lose? Like, I have this unit completely and utterly surrounded.
This is no way for a leader to behave, but in battle, it is beyond belief.
Yeah, we might lose this out here now too, because we're surrounded up. There we go. Alright, let's end the battle. Took more losses there than I wanted, but it frees up our income nonetheless and sends the Pontic troops back on a couple of turns walk to go get more troops, or they'll have to meet up with another army, whichever one comes first. Wow, they got to retreat an extremely long ways there. Yeah, this minor garrison here is no longer going to be acceptable, and with phalanx pikemen potentially on the battlefield, we're going to need to potentially up our game as well. I do have upgraded armor and weapons, though, which means we can get a little more mileage out of these guys than it may initially look like, and I also have 3 archers in order to kind of get moving with here. I'm going to take these commanders. I'm definitely going to take the levy pikes, all the archers, the cavalry, and I'm going to leave this garrison of 4 militia hoplites here. I'm going to go ahead and move out. So we've got the retraining going on here. Antioch, let's go ahead and, just train a couple of decent troops that we can, bring in as reinforcements. Our income definitely popped back up. We've got one more settlement under siege over here. This one is against scythe chariots, which honestly is not terribly concerning because I have enough, pikes to meet them from the front. If they were to do really well at outflanking me, this would be a little bit concerning. But even for those, I would have to drop my spears and probably turn my back and let these guys charge me repeatedly for them to actually defeat me here. But of course, there is always the concern, ooh, my gates are open. Are they gonna do anything stupid here? I don't know. Are they gonna try and come through the gates? No, because they didn't attack. Okay, alright, fair enough. I wouldn't want to come in through the gates either. Okay. My generals here are kind of a last resort. We don't actually want to use those units. Alright, fortunately for us, Scythe Chariots do not possess missile capability. I'm gonna keep a pike levy in reserve, keep my generals in reserve. We're gonna push on up this hill. I'm basically gonna just get close and then present my spears and then just go marching forward. Hopefully bait an enemy full head charge into the waiting spears of our hoplite phalanx. Okay. Alright, this is taking too long. I do want to let my guys get into formation though. Turn off that formation card. Alright. Let them charge and we'll give them the pokey sticks. Any minute here we should hear that eastern horn go off as the enemy goes YOLOing forward. And just gonna kind of approach just a little bit more. It takes a second to get your spears down, so I don't want to get caught here because that is a lot of scythe chariots and they could cause absolutely atrociously hideous damage in a very big hurry. They are still not charging. They're just sitting there stone cold still. So I'm gonna just keep easing this party forward. There it is. Oh gosh. It hurts me so much. We did manage to rout one of their scythe chariots. Yeah, see, look, even the routing ones are killing my troops. Scythe chariots are enormously dangerous if you don't have them properly controlled and contained. Okay, let's fast forward. They will kill your general just as quickly as well. Alright, there we go. Let's just go ahead and end the battle. And now our income should be up over 7,000 denarii for this turn. It should be nice. I need to get some buildings assigned and then we'll be done for this episode. And what I think is a rather successful episode. We picked up 2 new settlements. We are very near... What is a Greek army doing down here? How did they get here? Like via sail, I guess? Interesting. How such a thing became possible. We are at war with them, are we not? So I'll probably kill them on the next turn. Don't see why I wouldn't. Or did they... Oh, no. They probably bought off my archer unit that was standing outside of town. That's what they did. Yeah, they bought off my archers. Oh, that's all the Greeks could do. Very clever, very crafty. I guess I'll give them a very marginal amount of credit there. For at least an entertaining moment in the campaign. Yeah, our income now looking very solid. Let's go over here. Oh, someone bought off our merchant. Crap. Turncoat army coming of age. That's good. So we've got another commander out here. Disaster, coming of age, settlement besieged, agent found, Armenia resistance feudal, faction announcements. What happened to our agent? Our agent was clearly either killed or converted somewhere over there. I'm not exactly sure how that works. So I'm gonna have to get some new agents. Apparently I need to get some agents out on the map, some diplomats and other stuff, but whatever the case is, we're in a solid position here. I mean, we've got all these new settlements pretty well under control. We have a very firm established empire here, which is going to be difficult for anybody to try and come in and begin to uproot. That's... How many turns? Yes, 3 turns. 3 turns is fine. Sidon's a minor city here. Make sure we get these cities under control. Their populations can be difficult to control, especially later in the game. Palmyra is going to need some growth because they got a long ways before they hit a pop growth. And then Bastra, there's nothing else we can build at the moment because it's just a tiny settlement, and we're We just need to continue to train a couple of hoplites to help hold the garrison. In fact, I could leave a governor out here for a little while. Might as well. Really no reason not to. I could take these troops, for instance. Leave the governor and... we could just take the tax rate here and turn it down a little bit for a turn or two. Let's see. Normal tax rate. Let's go to low tax rate, and we can go double check that stuff later. So they traitorous troops. We've got them in our sights, and we'll kill them on the next episode. Heir of Carthage signing out for now. I'll see you all soon with some more action in Total War Rome Remastered.